Another day in the life of living in California. Traffic every day. What's going on, guys? So back here on the job site, we're just going to show you how to mirror cut and seam together this LG Himacs material. First of all, you're going to need a router and you're going to need a straight edge of some sort. You don't need to use this system. I just find it easier to do, and it sets up really fast. I can lay this track down and I just run it on there and it follows it perfectly straight. I'm not gonna have to worry about it jumping, moving around. I don't have to push it tight against straight edge. It follows in the track and it works pretty flawlessly. This is the LR32 system, so you can do like shelf pin holes with the other track. It's got holes in it. So setting up this bit is a 3/4 inch wide bit. So I'm setting my gap at 1/2 inch, which I use these. Just set them in there and that's perfect. It's going to take 1/8 inch off either side, which will match perfectly when I go to seam these together. It'll be the exact same cut on both sides. It will match. This is the process that you're going to have to go through in order to get these seams really tight and not have, basically make them invisible, or more or less with these, solid white colors, they're really tricky to get them to where you're not going to see the seams, but this is the best way to get it pretty much invisible. Alright, so there we go. So now we should be able to just push these together. Now that you got this seam all mirror cut, you're going to want to make sure you get some gloves, get some denatured alcohol. Use a white rag. You don't want to clean this off really good. I put some packing tape down on this surface here so that the epoxy will not adhere to the surface underneath. So I should be able to just pop it off. Make sure it's really clean. All right. So I wanted to point out another thing. There's levelers, so if this isn't totally flush with each other, you can adjust these up and down and get it nice and flat here. So in order to get in between, you want to get really good, you gotta get some hot glue. Just glue some pieces in place. Most people just do these. They don't usually use these, but I just, you know, a little extra help is always better. All right, so now I'm just gonna back these off and open up. I can get it. So you want to open that seam up. So you're going to wipe it down again. I just make sure it's clean all the way across. And so this particular color is called Arctic White, which calls for a H16, and you're gonna need a gun, something similar to this, and a crap load of these, because once it goes and mixes in this tip, it's only good for about a minute and a half before it gets hard in here. All right, so there you go. You got nice squeeze out on top. You know, you want to see that because you don't want to have any spots where it's not fully filled on the top. Basically what you want it to look like. You'd rather have more, honestly, from experience, you'd rather have more on top than not enough. It's gonna, you know, it sucks to try to sand it off, but you can, if you're careful, you could chisel most of it off without damaging the surface. I'm telling you, if you try to go light with it, you will get voids. We're gonna let that cure and get nice and hard before we even mess with it at all. See you back in a little bit.
Of gray morning, gray evening, gray day, gray faces talking shit on TV. What is this? How can I believe in you? Nobody there in who we can trust. Tell me please, who made this choice for us? Silence outside the stars boxed and caged. It's like a deep.
So I put the heater on just to make sure I can do this in the amount of time I'm trying to get it done in, and help kind of speed up the process. It's cold, it takes a lot longer when it's cold for this stuff to set up, so